Stewards weekly. You know how we do it. We go around and start with a temperature check on the community. And if you posted in the forum, it's just something we're checking on this sprint, but feel free to brag if you did. And I guess we'll get started with Juan Carlos. I'll set a timer for 2 minutes just so we make sure we have time for everyone to share as well as get through the rest of the agenda.
Thanks, Tam. Well, I think that we are boiling, we are almost hatching, and that the discussion around the impact our intervention is being like super passionate, and I like that we have been following a process and like listening to everyone's voices, and I feel like the vote that we are having is super interesting, and also that it's also showing that even though that we always try to like merge in like and to reach a middle point, there are always going to be like polarizations, and we can see that clearly around some of the proposals. And the only thing that I will say is that I like memes, but talking about a meme war also could like foster certain like animosity around memes, and it's good also if we are fostering NVC to try to use the same NVC in memes, and not only in the way we express, but also in the way we interpret other people. So yeah, it's just like I think that the memes are good, but I have seen that maybe there's been like this meme war, and it's good when we can go beyond trying to make that our expression is always mindful. Just that. I will pass to Libby.
Temperature check. Yeah, I think things. I think there are like multiple flows of things moving, and then there is the part of the Commons upgrade that I had the new dashboard that I had the chance to jump in the call this week, in the params call, and it felt like there's so much happening there and high vibes and a lot of work being done and people really understanding about what they're doing. So that felt great. And then on the praise impact our waters, I think there's a lot of debate and discussion and quite polarized opinions, and then there is a middle of the way too. So I think we're learning a lot in this process, and hopefully we'll have the best result that represents like the best for the organization, for the commons. And with everyone, I've been feeling like a good flow. There are new people joining. There is always interest on the TC and what we're doing. So I think overall it feels good, and maybe a little like wanting to hatch so much, or I'm feeling a little bit of this positive anxiety. And I'll pass to Griff.
Sorry, trying to set up a standing desk because this sitting thing just isn't for me. Temperature check is good. The vibes and parameters are great. You guys are all missing out, I'm telling you. No, we're having a great time, and Mitch is just killing it. But beyond that, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm not. I don't feel like I'm. I feel like I'm not in the thick of the community these days. I'm really just behind the scenes. So I don't know if I get very many touch points. I'm just in all the calls here. So, you know, I'm excited for getting some cool stuff out of parameters to feel the vibes and just get out of this holding pattern and get the praise stuff done so we can launch. Sorry, I don't have very much to add. And I'll pass it to Chewy, or Chewy, you can pass it to someone who hasn't gone.
Sorry, I came in a little bit late. So regarding the temperature check, yeah, a lot of things happening, like in between, like the whole like Paris expectation, and then the hatch is already here, and like the discussion of the of impact tower distribution. I feel that everything is like evolving into like one like single like thing, and like a machine that keeps like evolving, and I have really enjoyed seeing like that transformation, but it seems to be like evolving faster every time. So yeah, I find this like exciting. Like at some other like temperature checks, I've said that like I find it either like overwhelming or like intimidating, but it always like ends up working out. So yeah, that's how I feel that it like right now. I guess like our goals are gonna work out eventually. If some problem comes across, like we're gonna be here. I'll pass it back to Tam because I don't know who already went.
Sure, I'll pass to Eduardo.
Thank you, Tim. Temperature check. So for me, it's doesn't matter. Like it sounds silly, but doesn't matter how it was the week, because yesterday I had lunch with Grave, Septimus, and Sam, and Paulo. So that was my temperature check. Like it felt. I went to Give's house also. So for me, it was that small lunch was. I felt the community alive, and I felt the vibes of everyone, and I felt it was quite and highly representative of the community that we have. And I think I don't know, it felt good, and I will stay with that for temperature check. I think that the impact hour analysis and so on, I think it's part of the processes, and I don't know, even if the decision comes and people, as Juanca mentioned, it gets boiled, and I think it's just show how much people care, and that only needs to be taken care of. Once that's taken care of and respected, the community will will move on and sort of adapt and evolve. So for me, that's my temperature check. So I will pass it on to Nate.
Yeah, temperature check is amazing. I'm just really like there's just so much excitement going on right now, and I have I get to peek into a bunch of different working groups, and it's really awesome. And one of the things that really is just encouraging is seeing all of the autonomy that is happening. People are getting more confident in their decision making. And just executing on things that they believe is the right decision. And I think that's amazing. And we got new people coming in. David, praise to you for just diving in and getting your hands dirty. Welcome to the community, and you're doing a great job so far. I just think it's pretty great, and just keep moving forward. So I'll pass it to Santi.
Thank you, Nate. I'm just temperature check is great. I just see Griff downstairs where I am staying. I just came to the Give It house today to meet all these guys and had lunch together. Hopefully we might be having some dinner together too before I leave today. And I just can feel that we're getting closer and closer to Paris, and closer and closer to the hatch. I'm also going to be joining ETH Caribbean tonight with Juan Carlos, who nicely invited me to join tonight. So all I can say is that I can feel this water boiling and just growing and getting ready. So that's what I can say. I don't know if Suga already went.
Thank you, Santi. I had a bad connection at the beginning, so I didn't hear a bunch of folks' temperature checks, but I can check it out on the video. But yeah, I have a lot of care for this community, so I'm feeling good and looking forward to this. Wrapping up the praise analysis and hoping we can move forward in some positive directions for our vision. And I really look forward to meeting a bunch of you in person in a couple of weeks here in Paris. So yeah, feeling good. Back to you, Tam.
I'll pass to YGG.
Hey everyone, yeah, agree with what's being said. It's temperature check is pretty hot for the community. The hatch is coming up and everyone's incredibly excited and people are gathering, and I think it's kind of like a calm before the storm. I think this time is really nice. Like, people have a bit more space. We have a lot of those check marks on the working groups for preparing for the hatch. And so people have some time to sort of reflect and introspect and maybe jump into some different working groups and things like that they don't usually. So yeah, calm before the storm. I think everyone's incredibly excited for the hatch. And it's just, the timing is so perfect, and it was literally a heat wave here. I was saying at the beginning of this call, it's like 40 degrees here all weekend Celsius, so yeah, definitely boiling. But yeah, overall great stuff, good stuff happening around the community. I think a lot of people have been working so hard for so long, and then now getting some time to be a bit more creative and just to share more, and I think that's great. And yeah, really excited about the proposals for the praise analysis and interventions. It's nice reading through those. Okay, that's probably my time. I'll pass it over to Zeptimus.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, like temperature check, like give it house. Like I started to meet a lot of guys, like Eduardo yesterday, Griff, Sam, Pablo, Santi. This has been awesome. And yeah, the hatch is so close, so I'm so excited. So my camera is not working though, because I don't know, like new PC, and I don't know, it's not working. And yeah, excited. And I'll pass it to Craig.
Thanks, Zepti. Yeah, that's really cool to see actual people connecting and getting together more and more and more. That's hot, and the community's hot, and people are putting forth a lot of hard, thoughtful work around the praise stuff. So appreciate all that. And yeah, I'm ready to move on. Let's go. And I'm not sure, so I'll just go back to Tam.
Cool. David, I want to give you the opportunity to sort of share your temperature check as well. Do you want to have 2 minutes to do that?
Sure, thanks. Yeah, I'm like everyone is excited to see the hatch getting closer and closer, and also have a heat wave here. We got up to 44 Celsius yesterday, and it was pretty hard to do anything in that temperature. So it seems to be letting off today, much to everyone's joy, pets included. And yeah, still just learning the ropes and learning what fits where here at Tech. So thanks for having me again. That's all.
Cool. And my own temperature check, I'd say, is, there's a lot of excitement. We're talking about meeting for the first time together in just 2.5 weeks and 18 days. What? We'll be in the same room. So a lot of, it's really cool. The whole Barcelona crew together feels really nice. So all of you guys just warmed our hearts today. There seem to be like new contributors and lots of interest and really interesting people who are being attracted to the TEC. So that's very neat. It feels like, Discord seems like a little quiet to me, and it's like, we're all sort of like heads down working and building things. So it feels like there's a lot of action happening in some channels and less action happening in other channels, or less action than we were used to. And then I'd say for the praise debate, one of the indicators for longevity for relationships is couples or families or friends or social networks that are able to disagree constructively. And I think that this is something that we're finding we are doing, and I think that's pretty important to recognize. All right, on to the next one. So hatch timeline. Oh, did I hear something? Okay. We'll skip the have you posted in the forum, but this is your weekly reminder to post in the forum. Hatch timeline, we are here. The primaries are closing tomorrow. And then July 2nd, we will do the runoff proposals. Is there already, Livia, do we have a time slot to do that on our calendar already? And I think is it?
No, I'll do that right now.
Okay, cool. And then the runoffs will start July 2nd to 6th. And does anyone else hear an echo for me? Is it just
Yes,
me?
I hear.
Okay.
I think, David, you need to mute. Sometimes there's a weird echo when multiple people have their mics open.
Thanks, Livia. Cool. And then we're still not locked down on the date, the exact date of the hatch, of course. This is sort of like a soft target. But the 9th, 10th, 11th would be the 3 to 5 days after the final vote, which would be a reasonable estimate for when we could hatch. Critical to hatch open issues, and the question of the final praise came up today. Maybe we want to start with that one, and then we could look together at the open issues for critical to hatch together and just make sure they're on our radar and we're tracking them. So Ivy sent a message saying the final praise was this Friday. And Livia wondered whether that was, it would happen after the interventions proposals, the final proposal. So what are the constraints for the final praise quantification? Does it need to happen this Friday for a particular reason?
It's been 2 weeks.
But then we should do a one after, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Just don't think it should be the final one.
Yeah, I actually changed that in the calendar today. It's not the final one anymore because we changed it in there. And normally it would have been done on Saturday, but we were thinking that it would be done on Friday. But I'm happy. I mean, we need one more quantifier. If someone wants to step up and jump in there, but I think we'll have one more. We'll set the date of the hatch, and then we'll just have one like 3 days, two or 3 days before that, however long it is, and that would be the final one.
Cool. I did volunteer. I think there are 3 of us now.
Oh, you're in? Okay, cool.
Tim,
can
I ask a question about the hatch real quick? In regards to the blog, will we have that information nailed down by this weekend for me to be, because I guess we would be including that information in this blog, ideally?
We need a go from each working group. So I don't know I don't think we'll have that until we have a go from each working group.
Okay.
Any chance?
We will have the final intervention on Wednesday, but I don't know that we'll have a final go for each working group either. Next week will be important to see that. Sorry, Libya, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, any chance I can schedule this runoff thing during the last hour of Praise Quant? It seems like the only possible time that more people could join.
So you're suggesting Friday Friday from 5 to 6 p.m.
Here, there is something in the calendar that we had put before that would just move to Thursday. That is to get the runoff proposals up right after gravity. I think that makes more sense. Tomorrow, because the votes will close.
That we could do it during gravity. We can use the gravity meeting to talk about the proposals and make the runoff and choose the runoff.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you. I'll update the calendar.
Okay. So we'll move. Oh no, we're not moving on. We're talking critical to hatch. So here's what we've got. These are all the issues that have been identified as critical to hatch. Maybe we need to add that last praise quant to it. But maybe Chewy, do you want to talk about the top ones? These 4.
Yes, I do have updates. I just in the board, but I yesterday for the hatch campaign, I presented like a calendar with the topics and the content that we're gonna be doing, and I also put together our content map for the hatch campaign. So if it's in the comms agenda, but I will be updating these issues after this meeting.
Okay, any blockers, any help you need with any of these?
I think Katie is here. It's about the Manu's article. He told me that he was I think reviewing it with you. I just wanted to see if there was like an update or if we could have this ready before the hatch. Katie?
Oh, sorry. You. I didn't realize you were speaking to me. I have kind of a bad connection. Oh. Well. Oh, geez. I have no knowledge. Yeah, he mentioned that to me, and I got back to him. But since then, I have no further information. I asked him to include me on that issue, but so it's been I have not had my hands on that at all. So I might have to, or he should. I think he needs to. Please, thank.
Sorry, Katie, you're cutting up a little bit, but can I just ask, is this critical to hatch? Like, if we don't finish this, we can't hatch? Is that how we're identifying this article? I'm not sure I fully agree with it.
I wouldn't say that it's critical, but it's definitely like useful for trusted seed, like before the hatch. Like if we can have it as content, I do feel that it's very informative. However, I'm gonna follow through with Manu to see what was going on. Like I think he told me yesterday that Katie and him were working on it. But yeah, if not, I'll just I'll finish it myself with the draft that I had.
Okay, I'm just going to take off critical to hatch, because when we look at the Zen Hub board, anything that says critical to hatch means we will not launch unless this is done. So important is cool, but critical means blocker. And I don't think this article is a blocker. And I also see here the membership ratio. Sync up with Nate, because he is creating a Hatcher handbook. And in the Hatcher handbook, essentially, it started from Eduardo's idea for having like a Hatcher's point of view, and it's turned into a Hatcher handbook, which is essentially all of the parameters and all of the legal terms just clearly identified for, so this is what every Hatcher needs to know. And if you look for that issue, you will see the drafts that are in progress now. And that should give you a good idea for the kind of information that's going to be in there. If you search for handbook, actually, yeah. Open this up and have a look. It includes the kind of thing like membership ratio that you identified in that other post. I'll even CC you in this.
Okay, I'll take a look and I'll probably be able to close the other issue that Manu was working on.
Okay, how about the campaign plan? Do you need help with any of this, or is it going well? Any blockers?
I have this ready. I just haven't posted it in the board yet, but it's in the comms working group agenda. We went over that yesterday.
Okay, so maybe we'll move on then to the soft gov issues, the 3 issues here, which are just pretty straightforward and clear and match the timeline we just discussed. Is there anything else you want to add about them, Livia? No, okay. Moving on to Griff, close all hatch issues and take the hatch spec that Sam made and clean it up to be a bit more digestible.
Yeah, the hatch spec is a really quick like copy paste and change a couple numbers thing. We could take off critical to hatch. We don't need to have the written spec. I wouldn't stop the hatch if it didn't happen, but God, if we don't do that, it should take 15 minutes. So, so closing all the hatch issues, still working on it. We're getting Audria's sign off. Luckily, he's in this city, so it'll happen. And we can, yeah. Well, I think promote feedback form we can close. Please fill out the feedback form. Go to hatch.tcommons.org and just tell us how it can be better. We'll take any input that you guys have. You guys have a great perspective on this. If you see something, say something, and we can make a better website for us all. But it's done. And do I have anything else? Final praise quants. There's going to be 2 apparently, and also I need to do a praise audit. I thought I made an issue for that, but maybe I didn't mark it critical to hatch. But I have it already on the calendar to do it with Ivy next week, and we'll just keep. Ivy's going to be my buddy on this one, and we're going to make sure that everyone who was paid had a deduction, and that everyone who had a deduction was actually paid. Otherwise, we'll undo their deduction, right? And just like those, like in the we're sometimes when we're doing praise quant, we're predicting the future, and then people decide not to pay themselves. So we just have to fix those. And that's obviously that. Yeah.
Quick question about the hatchery, the test hatch. I did submit an issue because I thought that that text could be rewritten, and I just wanted to go ahead and rewrite it, but I don't know who to send it to, or how
Lauren
would I
wrote,
receive a response from that
Lauren
thing?
wrote the text, and I mean, if you want to go wild, you can always just go into GitHub and make a pull request and like change the text in GitHub. And if you want, I can show you. It's really surprisingly easy. The markdown in GitHub.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's not changing like the text. It's just a few things that I think it would be annoying to tell someone to change it, so I could just change it. And
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I know this is like maybe I'm overstepping it, but it will take me like 2 minutes to show everyone, and I feel like it might be worth it. Is that okay, Tam, to show people how to change text and make a pull request in GitHub?
Okay, let's go for it. I'm setting a timer.
Okay, 2 minutes? I got 2 minutes?
4 minutes. I'll do 4.
4 minutes? That's
4.
great. Wow, you are so generous to me, Tam. Well, I'll try to
I just
beat
want
it.
to finish the
TC hat. Pretty sure. Okay, so there was.
But Griff, wouldn't people need access on the Common Swarm repo in order to do that?
No. They just need to. Anyone can make a pull request, but they can't merge. So it's on techinfo.js. Get there. How do I get there? Ah! Oh,
Can
there
I
it
just
is.
ask Santi to do an update while you're searching? Because
Sure.
the last critical to hatch is the legal docs.
Yeah, sure.
The final review of all legal docs. Santi, you're muted.
Sorry
I
about
see
that.
Optimistus
Yeah,
told you.
I know that Sean was in charge of doing that. I have to check with him if he finally did. Let me see if he. I'm gonna leave him drop him a note and see if he answers, so I can check that.
Okay.
Cool.
So here's the text. It's on this link. Yeah, and I'm done. I totally rehacked the docs, by the way. I took out in the legal docs. I changed a lot, and so but it's ready. It's ready for Sean's final. Love. So here you can just see like the title, Hatching a New Economy. If you want to change that, you can change it there. And you can see all the text, right? And all you got to do is hit this little pencil here. And just be like, hatching a new economy? That sounds stupid. Hatching a new commons. Hatching the TEC commons. Yeah, that's way better. No, hatching the TEC, that's even better. Okay, so I'm going to make this change. And then I'll just say updated title. Commit changes. Oh, no, you will not have. I have a commit changes button. You will not. You will have a propose changes button. And then you have to click this button like 3 times. I don't know why exactly. GitHub has some weird stuff, but you have to click it and click it and click it and just keep clicking the green button till it goes through. And then you'll get to this page. It's a little different for me because I have different privileges than you do on this thing. But you'll get to this page where it's like, oh, look, you have an issue number, pull request number. Now, I don't actually want to make this change, so I'm just going to close it. But that's all you got to do. So here's where the text is. Like GitHub seems really scary and all that, but it's not. It's not. It's super cool and easy.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. Can you post it in the agenda, maybe, this link?
Sure. I was gonna put it in the stewards chat, but I'll put it both places.
Perfect timing, just under 4 minutes. Nicely done. You are a master of time. Cool. All right, I'll go back to sharing.
Thank you, Livia, so much for reading the text. I also found some issues and I told Lauren about some of them. That's it. I didn't follow through, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It takes many people to like look many times.
Cool. And then actually, Eduardo, I would say Hatcher Outreach is ready now. We just finished that final campaign. Do you think that we do a check for Hatch Outreach? We have no critical issues, critical to Hatch issues. I say Hatch Outreach is ready. If you agree, because we didn't get to talk about this before.
I agree with that.
All right, whoops. All right, Chewy wants to do a soft poll. So Chewy, take it away.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen really quick. Okay, so we got a place. We got a place for parents. We have these apartments. They are both in the same floor, in the same building. Each one can accommodate up to 10 people. So it would be like a total of 20. However, this is with like double beds, right? So it'll probably end up like being able to accommodate like 10 to 12 people. I know that so some people are gonna be like a +1 or have like different contexts, but so that everyone can be like comfortable and have their own room and privacy. This is the option that we're looking at. However, we would be trying to get an additional place to accommodate the people that are left. So I wanted to share this with you so that you all like get more comfortable around the logistics, everything that we're taking care of, so that you can confirm and get in touch with us as soon as possible. Because like for now, I guess like if you all like agree and like the places and how it looks, like this could be like our like headquarters. But since it cannot like accommodate most of the people, and hotels, which is another option that has like common areas for everyone to work in, is like way over our budget. I feel that if there's like a general good impression on this, and we can like agree on like it's these are like nice places. This is in the neighborhood of I can remember what was it, but it's like on like where Notre Dame is, like on the other side of the river. It's like a 25-minute walk to Maison de la Mutualité, where it's where it's a venue where ETHCC is gonna be happening. It's super nice. There is like a way to get in a subway, and there's also like a direct bus that goes like exactly from our street to like the front of the venue. And like also like walking is an option maybe for like afternoons or whatever. So it's a really, really nice place. So unless anyone can like bring up like some issues on that they can see on this like reduced like places with like double beds, or if not, we can start like confirming people that have like already like some travel plans. And yeah, like, and then we can see like how many additional lodging we should get for the rest of you. So I don't know, like, are there like any like opinions or doubts about this?
Can you pass the links in a channel somewhere?
Yes.
Chewy, is it the
Can I get
Is
the
the stewards okay?
Yeah, the stewards is fine. When we say that it can accommodate 10, we mean there's like 5 bedrooms and there's like roommates.
No,
Or
there are
2 per
like
room. Is that what we have?
some bedrooms. Some bedrooms have double beds. So I feel that I think that the big rooms can accommodate like up to 4 people. But this is like considering that they share beds. So I mean, the total of people that each of these can accommodate is 10. So probably like if it ends up like accommodating like maybe 6 to 8 people, we would need to get like an extra place.
Okay. So what's the question we need to? What's the poll we need in this session?
Okay.
I don't think anyone's going to
just
say
to
no to the poll. So what information are we looking for? Great.
Yeah, just like some like any issues that can be brought up. Hey Sam. Wow. Any issues that can come up, you know, it's like oh, I have like these like special travel needs, or I know that Juan Carlos and I are traveling with our partners, so like for example, like I feel that both of us like could accommodate like a single room. So this is like small like issues and just any like privacy like issues or concerns that come up. Also like you, Tam, and Katie, like are you gonna be like staying, or are you gonna be like going back to your places? Just like a general temperature check on lodging, and who is expecting to come and have like a place to stay. Are you coming by yourself? Like, where are you coming from? Just like any like concerns or doubt that there is like around lodging logistics.
I sent a message to Julie to say that I would, if it's possible, I would like to stay in the TEC house, because I think that's part of the experience. Even though I do live less than an hour away, I would love to be there if I can.
Okay, I just wonder what the best way to capture all of this is. I'm not sure it's the 15 minutes of the Stewards call is the right way, but it's because it seems like there's actually going to be an ongoing sort of logistics that we want to talk about. Is there some sort of document and doodle and tool and way for us to do logistics?
There's
like,
a spreadsheet.
Maybe we can have, that sounds great.
Should we pass that spreadsheet around and everyone can just start adding their like food preferences is also really important. T-shirt sizes are really nice to have. And
yeah, let's do that.
Things.
I have a question around the dates, because like what I have been thinking of until the moment is to arrive on France on the 10th and spend 9 days of quarantine, like with a small Airbnb, and then I can share during the event with you guys. But yeah, my idea is to spend the first days isolated.
Will France let you in?
If like I don't know, but I am going to do everything that I can.
I would just go ahead, Chuy.
We had some ideas for you, Juan Carlos. Julie is gonna be discussing them with you. We think that the easiest for you is just to what the plan that we're putting together for red flag countries like Brazil, Colombia. We feel that the easiest for you is to land in Switzerland or Austria, and from there, making like travel plans by land would probably be easier. But we'll reach you out to go through the different options, and yeah, see what fits better.
Yeah, and you might want to try, if you need to apply for a visa. I think everyone with a red a red country. Some countries that people don't like in Europe for some reason. Let's get those visas going. So
I think
Philippines.
I think they're two different things. At least South America doesn't need visas. It's just because of the COVID. But then maybe other countries that might not be red for COVID need
The
a visa.
Philippines needs visas. But that's cool. That's great.
Okay, sorry it took a little bit longer time, but
No,
yeah,
it's
that's
cool.
it.
Yeah, no, it's
Also,
cool. I just wanna
Julie is
say
coming
this-
tomorrow to the community call, and she's gonna be like summarizing most of these like stuff that we've been finding and different proposals. So yeah, we can leave it for tomorrow.
Cool. No, I think it's really important to capture all of this information, and it's really nice for you to share that with us. That was a nice surprise. But if there's like information that you need from everyone, like 10 pieces of information, I think that having like us filling out the spreadsheet is a great way for us to do that async.
Oh yes,
on from
Julie is gonna be reaching out to you like individually, and she's gonna be helping you out to fill this in. So it's just something that we wanted to share so that you see what kind of information we're gathering. But yeah, like don't feel like obligated to like start like filling it in and figuring out your travel plans. This is what Julie's gonna be helping us do, like with all of this cat herding. So yeah, and if your name is not on the list and you're interested in coming, please just sign yourself in, and we'll be reaching out to you.
Cool. Excellent. Okay. Spotlight for tomorrow.
It is a scramble week. I got word yesterday that I have to postpone till next week for the project. So I have a couple of people I've contacted about tomorrow, including GovNots that may be able to present. So it just depends on the responses. So we'll figure something out by end of day tomorrow. So or by the community call. So
my
if anybody's got any ideas.
If we don't find anyone, I say TEC swag store.
Done and done.
I would love to see. I think the TEC would fund that project. I really do.
All right. Let's do it.
I did talk with
Yeah, I
the
think the better
governors too. I think it would be nice to get either James or Natalia, like someone that not me or Jazz to speak. So I'm waiting to hear from them if they can do it.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And sorry about the postponement.
Cool. All right, it's that time again. What are we putting in the blog that's going to come out next week?
Well, the praise runoff, the impact hour intervention runoff for sure.
The community video.
Oh yeah.
Anything about the hatch dress rehearsal? Anything interesting about no? Okay.
I mean, it's not interesting, you know. It's like, oh yeah, guess what? We did another demo. Did you fill out the feedback form? What was that, Suga?
Sorry, what's the community meeting? What did Chewy say?
Yeah, I mean, I guess us all going to Paris is definitely worth going.
No, the community video. I meant the community who video. We're like launching that next week.
Understood.
Maybe it can't hurt to one more time say last chance to activate Trusted Seed before you lose impact hours.
Definitely. I mean, countdown to hatch. I love this hatch checklist, you know, and this like vibe of like, you know, nav, you know, launch, ready for launch, you know, the like launch countdown, you know.
Cool. Cool. We have 5 really good things. Any posts we want to highlight? Any forum posts we might want to sort of spotlight?
YGG, is there anything from labs that, or T services or any of that kind of stuff that might sneak its way in? You're muted if you're there, YGG. No, he might not be there.
I was going to say, I know that Durgadas is working on a Medium article for the cultural build, and I'm not sure how far along he is, but he may be able to do that by next week too. So.
Okay.
A Gitcoin,
Maybe
thank
we
you.
leave it with this. That's nice.
Might just be like a short.
Yeah, that's nice. It's over. Okay, I think that's a good place for Katie to start with. We have 6 things, and if anything else comes up, please reach out to Katie. Also, you know, the weekly update that we're trying to do every week, last week was very much just sort of like copying what was in the community stewards, in the community sync agenda, and it felt a little bit like bullet pointed. So I wonder if there's things in the community agenda that you want to elaborate and maybe put a little text around to share with Katie to make it into the weekly update. It could really help put some meat on the bones of that weekly update. And I wanted to actually just ask in this group, how do we feel about it being group by group, so a list of every group, or it being more like, here are some of the top things that happened in the TEC this week, and not necessarily an itemized list of each group? Now that we've had 2 weeks, maybe we can have some time to think about how we can make that better. And if anyone has strong ideas, please jump in so that we don't have to, because we don't have enough time to go around.
What's the distribution method for the weekly update? Is it email?
It's the forum. It's a post on the forum.
Okay.
And the forum posts, like if you get that forum post in your email, right? Like the people who are participating in the forum would be able to look and be like, oh, here's all the things that's going on in the TEC. So my idea originally was like, hey, this could be like an executive summary. Like, here's a few things that's happened in the TEC. And I don't know how well it works. I'm questioning whether it works to do this bulleted list, or if we might want to have something more like, there's a little bit like the blog, right? There's a few big things that happened, and here are they, but more granular than the blog, more like, you know, knee deep in what's going on in the TEC, whereas the blog is a little higher level.
I will go with that last option, mainly because the bullet thing I feel is too rigid, and it's it doesn't necessarily mean which is more relevant for the reader. So I will like make a little effort to create this content for the reader and make it sort of narrow it down to the things that are relevant for us. What do we want them? What we want? What we want them to read or know about us. So yeah, I will go for your option of highlighting the most relevant things rather than going bullet points.
With that being said, I've also wanted to start using HubSpot a little bit more and kind of utilizing email blasts, but I'm not sure about the frequency of those emails and the content of it. And so I think that's something that should be kind of talked about because I don't want to abuse it too much, and I do want it to have utility. So any ideas around that would be helpful.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean that this would be emailed. This is, the discourse has a weekly digest, or it's something like, if you haven't been on discourse for 1 week, then it sends you a digest of the latest posts automatically, of all the posts. And the idea is that this should be one of the posts that somebody who's very interested in the TEC but isn't involved can look and be like, oh, wow, here's that weekly update. That's the thing. That's the one thing I want to read about the TEC this week. Like I'm getting a bunch of discourse email summaries now from a number of different DAOs, and it's like, that's the most compelling thing to read, is like like a short form of what's happened in that DAO that week. And I don't have time to be on their Discord or read their forums or be anywhere near where they're disseminating this information, but I like to capture it in one like executive summary. I mean, I like to absorb it in one summary. So I thought that would be helpful.
Ideally, I think eventually it could include the forum posts that each working group eventually will be producing. But one thing we're trying to do, Tam and I, in talking about this, like Eduardo, we agree with you, but the point is that produce this kind of article would require a lot of chasing down of stewards and working groups, and that's not what we want to do. So the idea is that you would provide what you want to share when you're providing your slides for the community call, so that I can incorporate that quickly and sort of seamlessly and not have to rewrite and flesh out a gigantic forum post, especially when I'm already doing the blog. So we want to make it in a way that you can provide what you're interested in providing.
Yes. So you
and also be cognizant not to add work. Like I don't want to say that like you update the community slides and then you have to fill out something to send to Katie. It's like, if there's something big from your working group that you want to get into this weekly update, and those are the things. Like even if you mention it, and Katie can work on the verbiage around it. But otherwise, it's sort of like, I think she's trying to chase down each working group to find something to write about, and it seems like a lot of wasted cycles doing it that way.
Before we go, I just want to
a little more efficient.
And if it turns out that some working groups don't have enormous updates like legal or gravity or something, then that's fine. We don't have to necessarily include some random bits of information. We don't have to do that.
We are at the top of the hour.
Yeah,
Olivia, you want to add something?
Yeah, just something quick. That I'll be hosting a debate now. I know this is pretty much the last day to vote, and there was more proposals that were submitted. So if anyone wants to jump over SoftGov, and we'll just read into the proposals and see the pros and cons of them and have time to listen to each other. It was very last minute, so I don't know if many people will join, but I'll be there.
Did you make a calendar event?
Yeah, I did.
Great.